What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. So today I want to tell you guys about something that is another one of those Instagram fucking scams. And it's under the guise, well, we're just going to get into it. So I follow this girl on Instagram. She's a competitor, and she turned pro in bikini, right? So I've kind of been following her a little bit. I'm like, she's got a lot of talent. She's very genetically blessed. And I watch her do a couple of shows and turn pro. So in the amateurs, she got by on her genetics and fucking turned pro. Now, that's cool. I mean, honestly, I wish that all of us could get by on our genetics, turn pro, and, you know, that would be awesome. I mean, honestly, rather than trying to kill ourselves, this girl literally, and I've seen people like this before. Like, I had this one client, she walked in, said, I want to compete in bikini. I said, I looked at her, I said, all right, we got about 10 weeks worth of work to do. 3 weeks, she was ready. I mean, her body changed so fast because she didn't really train. She didn't really diet. So as soon as she started doing a little bit, her body, I was like, holy shit, she had some of the best genetics I've ever seen in my life. But you don't know until you start pushing it, right? So now, what is this scam that we're getting at? We're talking about Instagram. So the girl that literally did a couple shows, turned pro, and she was so hyped about it. She's like, oh, this is the fucking best thing ever. Oh my God, pro this. She was fucking going off all over the place about how grace be to God and all this stuff, like going crazy about, you know, whatever. And all of a sudden, you know, she's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking slay and kill, and I'm coming for the fucking title and all this shit. And I'm like, wow. You know, and then I'm thinking, like, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, she definitely has genetics. Maybe she could do it. She hasn't been training that long. Let's see if she puts some work in, where she's going to wind up. So she starts getting ready for this next show, right? And I got kind of busy. I forgot all about it. It's been months since I've even seen anything on her Instagram. I mean, I haven't been checking, whatever. She popped up in the feed tonight. I said, oh, cool. She's back on, you know, maybe we'll see how she did in the show. She's back on her diet, doing another show, whatever the hell's going on. But I did notice she looked a lot different now. A lot heavier, no more muscularity. Like, you know, doesn't look like she really lifts. Maybe active, but not like a competitor, let alone a pro. So I start reading, what the fuck is going on? She's like, oh, will I compete again? Well, here's the deal. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go, right? So she's like, well, should I step on stage and be judged by people I don't even know? Like, work that hard? First of all, no offense, you're not fucking working hard. You're barely doing anything. Judged by the people, those people know what they're fucking looking at. That's why you don't know them, because you're brand new to the fucking entire industry, let alone competing. You don't even understand who knows what the fuck they're looking at and who doesn't. Most of the judges that are judging you have actually stepped on stage themselves and been doing this for like 30, 40 years. The people that judged you for your pro card have been doing this for like 40 years. All right, and they're trained. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. And you were super stoked to turn pro. You were ecstatic when they gave you a pro card. They were ecstatic when you were winning. So I'm like, what the fuck changed? So as I'm reading this more and more, it's like, well, you know, I trained for me, and I need another challenge. And I'm like, what, did she win the fucking title? What happened, right? She's like, will I compete? Just not in bodybuilding, but I'll definitely compete again because I have other ventures out. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I was like, this girl was like all about it. Like, everything she wore was about fucking competing in the different companies and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? And as I'm kind of reading this post, I'm like, here we go. So, you've heard the expression, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's exactly what happened. She could no longer get by on her genetics, and she had to work. She actually had to put in fucking work to be competitive as a pro. And when she realized she's not going to take the fucking title, first shot, based on her fucking lazy ass genetics, and she's going to have to work for it, and then she's going to get beat over and over again until she gets better, she quit. And I was like, but here's the thing. They quit, but they go a roundabout way. Like, I need another challenge. A challenge, you didn't fucking get to the top of that sport yet. You get to the top of the amateurs, which you were picking shows that there was nobody in to begin with. You got to the nationals level, and you looked really good. Good enough to get second place and take your pro card. And now once you're in the pros, oh, it's a different ball game. Everybody looks good then, because not only do they have the genetics, but they fucking work for it. And they train hard, and they do everything they need to do. And they don't miss meals. They don't fuck around with their friends going out and drinking and shit. They do what has to be done to be a professional athlete to win. You don't want to do that, because now it's hard. I'm like, this is the whole fucking thing. We're following people on Instagram, social media, whatever, that present themselves as these hard workers and grind this and fucking all this shit about how they're like super fucking heroes, right? And we buy into that shit when deep down inside, they're not doing shit. They're photoshopping their pictures. They're picking shitty shows. They're not working hard, but they're talking a big game, which gets everybody else riled up about how awesome they are. And they're going to slay and they're going to kill and they're going to be the fucking queen and all this bullshit. And I'm like, basically, you fucking gave up. When the going got tough, you bounced the fuck out. You took your ball and went home. And now you're trying to find something else that's easier to do so that you can switch to that and actually look like you're fucking doing something well, because you know you're going to get your ass smashed the next time you get on stage. So I'm like, this is what we live in. We live in a society of people that try to find the easy way out, right? And if they can't find the easy way out, they quit and find something else to do. They completely abandon the thing that they love in their life, and it's brought me so much joy, and I've learned so much about myself. They can't build this up big enough, competing. Oh, it's so amazing. I can't believe I'm the happiest person in the world. Like 3 months later, like, it's not for me. I can't. I'm like, what the fuck? They'll find every excuse. They blame it on the judges. Well, why are these people going to judge me? You took part in a competition that's judged by judges. That's why they're judging you. For you to just be like, well, I don't want people to judge me. Well, who the fuck do you want to judge you? People that you know? I don't know them. People that you know. You want your friends to be the judges, so they can automatically put you in first place? I'm like reading this going, what the fuck? Like, none of this makes any sense, except the fact that I now feel like, because she can't back up her promises, that she has eliminated it, created a whole narrative and story to go with it, shifted her entire focus from the competing and fitness stuff into completely other shit. And people are like, yeah, girl, you go for it, you're the best. I'm like, what the fuck? You guys literally just watched somebody not even attempt and fail, quit before they even attempted to fail because it was too hard. You're watching somebody who doesn't want to put in the work. They don't want to go out there and work hard. They don't want to put their nose to the grindstone. They don't want to sweat. They don't want to fucking hurt. They want to have everything handed to them. And when they don't get handed to them, they fucking leave. They do something else. And I'm like, that's what this has come down to. It's basically who can do the least amount and get the most. And when you can't do that, find something else to do. It's not about, and I can be completely honest with you guys. I stepped on stage at 17 years old, not knowing what the fuck I was getting myself into. You know what I mean? I saw the guys in the gym. I thought it was cool. I wanted to compete. I stepped on stage, and I went from being in the lightweight division, which there was nobody in my class. They shifted me to the heavyweights. And I got my doors blown off by guys that were 200 pounds. I was 135 pounds. I got destroyed. I couldn't have had a bigger fucking smile on my face. I was so fucking happy. I was like Big Ramy. I was like, people were like, what's the matter? I'm like, I'm a bodybuilder. Like, that's how I felt. And I came off the stage, and my dad was there, and I don't know, it was my friend Joel. And I remember my dad had come to the night show, and he was like, what the hell? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm great. I'm like, fuck, holy shit. Like, I went to get the participation medal, right, that everybody gets. Like, you show your badge and you get one. I walked up to the guy. I showed him my badge. He put it in my hand. You might have thought that guy just gave me $1 million. I looked at that medal and said, it's not first place, but I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a competitive fucking bodybuilder. I'm something everybody said I would never be. Now, what's next? That's what was on my mind. So I left that show, and I just went straight back to the gym. I went right back to the gym like 2 days later. I took one day off, went right back to the gym, talked to, it wasn't a coach, but he was back then, he was like the guy that owned our gym that kind of helped everybody. Talked to Al, what do I need to do? So you got to get leaner. You got to stay lean in the off season. You got to train at the heavy compound movements. You got to eat the cleaner foods. Okay, cool, I'm going to do it. And I literally started one by one starting to implement those things. I go to the next show and I got like 6th. So it was like I was moving up the ranks from like 12th to like 6th, right? So that year's over. I come back the second year, my 18-year-old, when I was 18 years old, and all I could do for the whole year, even though I got my doors blown off, and then I got 6th place out of the top 5. Everybody else got a trophy but me. I got fucking the last place. I didn't get shit. There's no participation fucking things at this show, right? But I didn't care. I was like, I improved. I improved. Now, yeah, I went from 12th to 6th. There was only 6 guys. But in my head, I was like, it didn't matter the placing. I was improving when you looked at me. I could tell the difference in the pictures. And with the videos, back then it was like these camcorders. They sucked. The footage was stupid. But so now I'm like, holy shit, hang on a second here. Like, I improved now. So what if I take this whole next 7 months or whatever, and I diet down and do another show next year? I'll improve. So I came back the following year at 152 pounds, 153, 152 pounds. And now it was me and my training partner, Donnie, were kind of two of the best in the area, to be honest with you. As far as natural teenagers, we were doing well. Like, people were like, the guys are not bad. Both of us had really good symmetry. Donnie was very big and thick muscle-wise, and he got very lean. I was more shapely, and I got lean, but not super dry like Donnie did. But we were enough to bang heads back and forth. Him and I were first, he kept beating me. So first and second, he kept beating me. He was just a better bodybuilder all the way around. He worked harder. He was fucking bigger. Everything about Donnie was just better. So I didn't mind losing to him because I knew he was better. I knew for a fact that he was better and he deserved it. And I never mind losing that, right? So next thing you know, I said, well, fuck, I got one more year in the teenage years. So I came back at 19. Well, then I went to the Rhode Island Natural after that one. Donnie didn't compete. I got 2nd or 3rd in that one. And I think that was it for the year. I think I finished the year at the Rhode Island. Then I came back at 19 years old. And I came back at 173 pounds. And I was nowhere near lean enough. But I was big for a fucking natural teenager. At my height for a natural teenager, that's big on stage. I got like third in that show. Looked terrible, but got third in that show. I said, okay. My feedback was, dude, you're too fat. Like, what are you doing? You need to come down another 15 pounds. That still puts me bigger than the year before. Now I turned 20. And I say, okay, here's the deal. I'm out of my teens. I got to bang heads with the big guys now. I'm going to the NPC. I'm fucking going on gear. Like, you guys don't understand. It was like fucking 14, 15 I started training. 15, 16, 17 I competed. 18 I was competing. 19 I was competing. 20 I jumped to the NPC and took gear. Like, that's 5-6 years in a row right there. This girl did fucking 1 year and she fucking bowed out. Because it's not about doing it for the love anymore. It's about doing it for money if you can get money from it, about doing it for the followers that you can leverage for money later on, about doing it for the likes that you can show a company and leverage that for money later on. It's all about making you bigger as a brand to make more money. And I'm sorry, when that happens, this is what happens. You fall out. When you're in there doing it because you love it, you're not even paying attention to money. You're not paying attention to wins. You're not paying attention to any of that shit. You're trying to just be the best you can be. Because that's all you can do. Whoever shows up, shows up. And there's always someone better. If you win, they didn't show up. That's all there is to it. So instead, you're in there plugging away and you love it. And you're fucking the pain and the growing pains as you're fucking getting bigger. And the joint soreness and eating tuna fucking, every day. Which is just like, I fucking hate tuna. But I was eating tuna out of a can every day. I was doing everything I could. And I progressed and I got better and I got better and I got better. And next thing you know, I'm a light heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a super heavyweight. I'm literally filling my fucking days with bodybuilding nonstop and trying to be better, right? And I get to the point where I realize I don't have the genetics. I don't have the genetics. So therefore, I'm going to keep blasting drugs. I'm going to still keep competing because I love this shit. I love getting my fucking ass handed to me on stage. You know why? Because I'm a fucking bodybuilder and I just loved bodybuilding. That's all there was to it. So by the time I had to officially step down, which was a couple of years ago, 2017 or 2017, was it 2018 I competed? 2017, because my father passed away in 2016. So 2017 was the last show, and I knew it. Like, unless I wanted to be competitive at that next level, I had to go back on gear, which I just wasn't willing to do anymore. But my injuries were starting to rank up too. Like, I had pushed it so far beyond where I should have, genetics-wise, with the drugs and the training and the diet and stuff, that my body was starting to break down. And being a pro wrestler for a period of time in there didn't help. My injuries actually started when I started pro wrestling. Once I started pro wrestling, injuries started happening here and there, led to other injuries, and then ultimately that's what basically left me out in the cold bodybuilding wise. I couldn't train the way I needed to train due to those injuries. And I would just push. I don't fucking care. Like, I wasn't like this girl in quit. I don't fucking care. I'll take more drugs. I'll fucking push. Like, I'll push not on the drugs. I don't give a fuck. And I kept pushing and pushing, and the injuries started ranking up as I get older. And I said, you know what? This is not going to go anywhere. Like, once that pec tear occurred that I couldn't get it repaired, it was over. I knew it was over. So I stepped back and, I look back and now my life is different. Like, this girl's life is different. But God, like, there are times where I sit back and like a song comes on, like that song by Van Halen, Right Now. That song was super popular when I was like 18. I was competing with my friend Donnie. And everybody had that song at every fucking show. There's like 30 people that used it. So the song automatically brings me back to that time where I was so full of fire, so full of passion, so revved up every single fucking day to train any body part. It didn't matter what the fuck it was. I had clothing for certain days so I wouldn't have to think about what I needed to wear, and it would be that body part that I'd be able to see. So I'm doing arm string tank top. You know what I mean? Doing back string tank top. Doing legs, I wear my fucking short. Like, I had specific, like, I wore a towel top. Towel top, you guys know what that is. For legs, like, I had these, like, when I put that outfit on, I knew legs was coming. The night before my workout, I would start thinking about leg workout already. I'd already be fucking, like, nervous. I'd have anxiety because I knew how painful it was going to be, I knew how hard I had to push. I knew what was going to happen before, during, and after that workout, and the rest of my day where I couldn't get up and down stairs and shit. I mean, I remember, my song list back then, which weren't, like fucking the playlist we have now on the iPod. They were fucking mixtapes that I made for my Walkman, which many of you don't know what the fuck is. And I had certain tapes certain songs I would listen to on certain days for certain exercises. It just was so thought out, so meticulous, so planned, so much fun that the greatest love in my life that I've ever had has been bodybuilding. To say that and people are like, what the fuck? Like, to this day, if I could train the way I wanted to train, if I could blast gear without hurting myself, I would absolutely 100% be doing all that shit right fucking now. But that's not the way it happens. But I'm able to say I had a 28-year run before injuries took me out, and I realized I couldn't make that pro level without doing what I had to do, which I just don't want to do. It was a moral thing at that point. I mean, it wasn't a moral thing at that point. It was more of a health thing at that point. And as I was getting older, I don't want to put those drugs in my body based on what I know they do, especially when you're older and your body can't recover properly and stuff. So I just watch these guys and girls nowadays, and I'm like, there's no fucking heart behind it. There's no heart behind it whatsoever. And it's frustrating because we now live in a different world. This is not the world when I was competing. This is not the world 5 years ago. This is not the world when I started training. It's a whole different world, and it's all about likes and views and looking a certain way and photoshopping, and it's not about the love of the sport. You know what I mean? I think more people get on stage so they can have the pictures for their Instagram and start a coaching business like the next day after they compete. Then I don't think many people even realize they give it to any thought as to what this actually entails to continue doing this. And, you know, the perfect example was this girl. As soon as she had to work hard, she was out. And I'm like, that disappoints me because there's a person that was able to make it to the pro level, that someone like myself who would give everything to be there. And when they got there, would give it everything nonstop to be the best pro that they could. They just fucking throw it away. Like, they don't deem it important. They don't deem it special. They don't deem it anything other than, well, it's fucking for my Instagram, so fuck it. And I'm just like, that disappoints me like fucking crazy. The fact that people would take such an amazing thing like the sport of bodybuilding, which some people would disagree with me, but I don't care. It changed my life. It gave me a life. It gave me everything I have today. Everything I have today is because of the sport of bodybuilding and that road that I set down when I was 15 years old. That being said, how many fucking negatives are that? Like, I literally have got myself out of poverty. I literally have got myself out of the abusive cycle in my head about thinking I'm a piece of shit. I'm no good. I'm from Warren. I'm never going to go anywhere. I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve that. Like, I'm going to be alone the rest of my life. I'm never going to find... I mean, all those things ran through my head because I had natural anxiety when I was a kid. And bodybuilding changed that. Bodybuilding gave me a purpose. Bodybuilding gave me a life. Bodybuilding gave me an identity. Bodybuilding gave me a means to express myself outwardly that nothing else can. You know, even as an artist, like, I can paint, I can draw, I can sculpt, I can do all that shit. I've done it all my whole life. But bodybuilding was different. It was way different. It was borderline spiritual, the shit that I went through. You know, like, I mean, I don't know how many of you gone through these workouts where, you know, don't fuck heavy, right? Take a bar with 135 on it, right? I want you to do 5 sets of 50 squats. This was actually part of the Big Beyond Belief program. 5 sets of 50 squats non-stop, meaning when you start 1 rep, go right through to 50 with 135, not locking your knees out and going down as far as you can. Eventually you wind up not being able to move your legs. That's just the first exercise in your fucking workout. We go 3 or 4 more exercises after that. By the time you get to the second exercise, you can get halfway through those squat exercises and you literally feel like you're on another fucking planet. Like, you can't even see, like, you're hearing shit, it's ringing in your ears, like you're fucking grasping for air, you can't catch your breath, you can't recover, and fuck, it's the next set, let's go. Like, that shows grit, that shows fucking balls, that it takes you to another level of your consciousness sometimes, where I would have been training with my training partner Donnie, and I would be like the middle of a set, and he'd be like right here screaming at me, like those Dorian videos, because we saw the Dorian videos, so we'd just act like that in the fucking gym. And like, he'd be screaming at me, I couldn't hear him. I couldn't see anything besides the weights, because it was all black. And the harder that I went, I couldn't hear anything. My vision was starting to I was starting to black out. I was pushing myself so far, right? And we get to that last fucking rep, and you're squeezing. He's not helping me a lot because he wants me to get that final rep. You find that, fuck, it's not going, it's fucking not going. You just fucking drop those fucking dumbbells, and everything goes, it just rushes right back to your fucking head. And like, you hear things again, your vision is blurry, there's a ringing in your ears. He's like, good set, slaps you on the back. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what did I just do? Like, back then we didn't have cameras, but I would love to have seen a video of what was happening to me when I was in that state. Like, you'd have a Walkman on with your headphones, you couldn't hear the music. You were so focused and pushing so hard, you couldn't hear the music. That's what bodybuilding means to me. That's what the sport meant to me. And that's what I miss so much. I miss tapping into that part of your brain, into your heart, into your fucking soul, to be able to train like that. Like, people made fun of the way I look because I didn't win. There were times I got on stage that I looked like shit. I'm fully aware. But I loved every fucking minute of it. It wasn't about pleasing other people in the fucking crowd to see what they said. There were so many times I got to the stage when I shouldn't have, because I made a promise to myself to get there and not quit, like this girl. I'm like, I'll make an ass out of myself before I fucking quit. And that breeds good behavior over and over, that rolls over into the rest of your life. Not quitting. When the chips are down, you're not doing well. Oh, but there's a time schedule. Ah, fuck, I gotta quit. Time schedule. No, that time schedule, I need more time. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Fucking don't stop. You know, that's how GFD Labs got built. That's how all my brands got built. That's how my training programs got built. That's how everything got built, because I didn't quit. I didn't give up when fucking things were about to fold. The only way you fail is if you don't give up. People fail all the time. 1, 2, 3. The 4th time you got it, right? Well, guess what? You didn't fail. You succeeded. You just found 3 ways not to do what you're doing, and that 4th one was the charm. It may take 5, it may take 6, it may take 7. If you keep going, eventually your stubborn ass is going to succeed. Then all of that quote-unquote failure wasn't a failure. Those were options that you were using to succeed. And you found the ones that don't work. It didn't waste your time. You learned those things that you can apply to other things. Well, this doesn't work like this. Well, you explain that to someone else. It doesn't work because of this, da-da-da-da. Right? But if you keep pushing, I mean, some of the people that are successful are just stupid. They're just dummies that don't know enough to give up. And they fucking succeed. You know what I mean? We have people that literally don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they don't quit. And they succeed and they become successful at things because you didn't quit. So this video went way longer than I thought it was going to, but it's definitely not, something more than I wanted to say. But you guys know me. When I start, it's Friday night, Erin's in bed, the dog's in bed with her, like, you know, I'm looking at this Instagram post, I get all worked up, and I was like, let's film, let's fucking record this. So, yeah, guys, so trust me, there's a lot of shit going on out there, guys. It's not what it seems. We all know that, right? But I'm trying to give you guys insight so when you read things on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you can pick apart the bullshit. My idea behind these videos is not to make fun of anybody or call them out, but give you the tools to pick apart the bullshit and be like, fuck you, you're full of shit. Real recognizes real because real knows how to tell the bullshit. And the goal is to get everybody to know what's real and what's not in every aspect, not just the bodybuilding shit. So when you see something, it just stands out to you like a fucking, just a boom, like a lit up fucking neon sign going, bullshit, 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 bullshit. And you're like, bullshit. That's the main goal, guys. So hope you guys have a great weekend. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it's Friday night now, so we're going to head into the weekend. So have a great weekend, guys. I hope that everything is going well with you guys. I'm BioSerene, I approve this message, and we are out.